Hey everyone, New England Gardening here. A little off topic. This here is a 19-inch ViewSonic VX900 LCD monitor. And I purchased this maybe, I don't know, it could be 8 years ago. And I actually purchased two of them. One I had on all the time, or the one that I had on most of the time, it died on me. And so I replaced it with the second one that I purchased. And I don't know how many years went by, but a couple of years. And now this one has died also. And if you look here, when I turn this on, it comes on briefly and then it goes out. Now the power light stays on. And so I did a search, and evidently there might be a fix for this that I can do myself. And although I haven't seen this particular model repaired, I guess it's a common problem that occurs with ViewSonics, in particular their power supplies. The capacitors eventually fail. And so if you replace them, if you replace the capacitors in the power supply, you get your monitor back. And again, this is a 19-inch monitor. Really, it's not like the old TVs where the tube can eventually go. This LCD screen here is just as good as the day I bought it. And so if I can get this power supply fixed, I'll have a nice monitor for another, 8 years, or if I put higher quality caps than the manufacturer had installed initially, who knows, maybe 15 years. But yeah, I was looking on YouTube also, and there's some videos showing exactly on different model types how to go about doing the repair. So I'm going to open these up, the two that I have, and take a look at them and see what I can do to fix it, or at least give it a try. So again, this is a ViewSonic VX900. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. Okay, so here it is. This is what it looks like. This is the side profile. And I think I'll disconnect this base so I can lie it flat down on the table here. So I'll take, looks like there's 6 screws I can remove. Okay, remove these. Okay, so I got the base off, but the rest seems to be a mystery. I don't see any of the screws. It looks like there might be some tabs that you press in to remove the front bezel here, or cover, and that'll probably expose some screws. But other than that, there are no other visible screws. That's all I can see. Like through the vent cover here, right here, looks like there's a couple of tabs that you press in, but I don't know if you start on that end or on the bottom here. It looks like there's a couple of areas or 2 places that you can press in, so I'll give that a try. Putting some bullets, a little cringing and some swearing thrown in, because this panel didn't seem to want to come off. There's 2 tabs on both sides, but some reason it seems to be stuck in the middle too. But this finally came off. So There's a tab here in the middle too, but it's not really visible. I didn't really notice it from here. So, okay. This is revealing some screws. At least, well, two here. I bet you those are the two, because these look like they just go to two speakers. So I will disconnect this connector here so I can take off the panel. Alright, so I disconnected this panel with all the buttons on it. Put that aside, and I'll concentrate on these two screws here. So this top cover, or bezel, is being a pain in the butt. So I went and got one of the plastic putty knives I had in the cellar somewhere, and I got the first tab off. Looks like it's glued or something. I don't know what that is. But work this off. That didn't sound good. Looks like there's some glue. That's why it's being so hard to take off. Is that glue or gasket? Okay, so I removed the screws. It looked like it was going to allow me to remove the panel here, LCD panel. And lo and behold, it does come out. It looks like there's two speaker wires I have to disconnect. There's one, two, and reveals the back cover, just comes off, and everything is attached to the panel. Power supplies on the back. Underneath this protective cover. So you really have to take this thing apart. So let's take these screws off. Let's see here. I wonder what's under here. It says danger, so maybe this is where the power supply is. It's taped. It looks like it has some tabs that you have to push the cover one way to slide it from underneath the tabs. You can see here, there's tabs here. It looks like it has to go in this direction once you undo this screw. But this tape will probably prevent it, so you're going to have to remove this tape. I'll take this tape off. And that just slides that way, and take it off. Don't know what this is. Output, high voltage. So, this doesn't look like the other videos. I wonder if this is going to be a more difficult repair. That's pretty compact. So this is the inverter board. This produces the high voltage for the CCFL cold cathode fluorescent lights that light up the LCD panel. And I searched online and found some forums discussing this failure of this inverter board, and there are two fuses, one on either side of this connector here. And I did find that this one between the connector and this electrolytic capacitor here, that is open. So it is a fast acting fuse. So why the fuse went in the first place is a question. So I'll replace the fuse and see what happens, but the chances are that, I don't know if those CCFLs draw more current as they age, or I don't see any bad capacitors on any of these boards, at least visually. And the fuse, I don't know if it's just borderline tolerance when they designed it, or whether it actually went for a good reason. So I ordered the part. I found the part on DigiKey, and it's a 2 amp fuse, 63 volt fast blow fuse, as I said. So it's a surface mount. So I'll try to change it. I'm going to need a really fine tip soldering iron, and I guess that's not going to focus on that, but I'll replace it and see what happens. Okay, so I adjusted the camera so you can get a better look, but there it is. So that's it, right? Well, so that's it right there. So you can see here, I'll measure the resistance across this. It goes to infinity because the capacitor charges up and acts like it's open. See, that's open. The other one, if you look at the display there, that's 0 ohms. So this fuse here is open. And there is also a part designator on the board that you can read that says one says F1 and one says F2, and there's an FN written on the part itself. So the new fuse is in, and remember it was open the last time, so this is the new fuse. And you got a short there and a short there. So I think one is for the lower CCFL and one side here is for the upper CCFL. Now the only question is, you know, why did the fuse go? And if I hook this back up again, whether it's just going to blow again. If that's the case, maybe just part out the monitor on eBay or something. So don't want to put any more time into it. I know the LCD display is okay, so I could sell that, I guess. But let's put it all back together again and see if I get my display back. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. I replaced the fuse. I put the inverter board back in. Just put the protective covers back on so I could flip over this display here on its back. And we'll see if it's fixed. I've got it hooked up to my old laptop here that I'll switch it over to external display. And we'll see if it works. So let's turn it on. Oh, I've got no signal, so that's a good sign because you don't even see that if one of the cold cathode fluorescent lights is not working. So let's switch over to external display on my laptop. Hey, look at that. Looks like I fixed it, at least for the short period of time, because it was on when it failed the last time, and then I came back into the room and the display was out. So over time, maybe the circuits are drawing more current than it was originally designed for, or that would have been an interesting experiment, is to see how much current. I could have measured the current going through where that fuse is to see how close it is to the 2.3 amps, because if it's really close to 2.3 amps now, and there's any little bit of a spike, that's a fast blow fuse, meaning it goes over 2.3, it's going to blow quick and protect the circuit. That's what it's designed for. So I'll leave this on for a half hour. I had the monitor plugged into a UPS, so it's not like we had a lightning strike or anything. So it'll be interesting to see how long this stays on, but you know, I'll leave it on for a half hour, and then if it's on for a half hour, I'll declare it fixed, I guess. So again, this is a ViewSonic VX900, and I had two of them. One went a couple of years ago, and I just had it in storage up in the attic, and then the one that was on the most of the time, and then I had this second one which I didn't use that much, and replaced it with this one, and then this lasted a couple more years, and eventually it went. So evidently these fuses blew, or one of them on the inverter board. So it wasn't the electrolytic caps that I've seen other videos on. They looked fine. I mean, electrolytic caps do fail over time, and I think I've had these monitors for close to probably going on 8 years now. So yeah, so looks like it might be repaired, or that was at least the problem and what caused that fuse to go in the first place. Whether that fuse is a problem over time too, that could be one of the possibilities. So I'll let you know later on if anything should happen down the road, but for now the ViewSonic VX900 has been repaired by replacing I think it was F1 on the inverter board for the cold cathode fluorescent lights. So that's it. So now I just have to figure out where all these screws go again. I'm never really good at that, and try to get this thing back together again as best as I can without the extra screws left over all the time afterwards. But maybe I can review the video to see where some of these screws came from, if I documented that or not. So for now, that's the repair on the VX900 ViewSonic 19-inch display. I remember carrying these out thinking, wow, I'm carrying a monitor out of the store. The one I had before this was a 19-inch Dell monitor, which probably seemed like it weighed 150 pounds. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this will help you repair your ViewSonic. Now this repair was for demonstration purposes only. You really needed some specialty tools, and I'm not recommending other people do this. This is just a demonstration on how I repaired my ViewSonic monitor.